I'm Heather Chalkley and these are my sons Fred and George. I'm from the Parents Action Group for Special Play. We're a group of parents that have all got at least one child with a disability, and like many groups similar to our own, we spend a lot of time begging for money to run limited activities for special needs children that mainstream children have access to all the time and take for granted on many occasions. What I'd like to know is, how will you as a councillor affect change within the council to redress the balance?
There's a glib phrase that sometimes gets used about you can judge how civil society is by how it looks after its most vulnerable. It is glib because it then can be used as an excuse, as an answer. It's not an answer, but it is part of the ethos. At the end of the day, again, I would go back to tailoring the needs of the individuals. One size does not fit all. We need to mainstream solutions for people with children with disability, and I think the important thing is that as the district develops its Children and Young Persons Plan, its CYPP, which is multi-agency and works with the Health Service, works with the County Council, Education Service, Social Service, etc., we have an opportunity to actually eradicate some of these inequalities that undoubtedly exist. So my quick answer is to say that I would look to the Children and Young People's Plan to actually have a segment looking at how we mainstream funding for those sort of issues and don't turn people into pariahs and single them out.
Well, the first premise in the question is that you're actually asking for money, and one of the things that we shouldn't be doing as a district council is acting to fund charities, simply because the people who pay us council tax do not have a choice in paying that council tax to us. They have to do it, and they may well have their own strong feelings about which charities they want to support, and so we should be keeping the council tax down to give people the free choice as to where they put their money on a charitable basis. But what we can do is practical things to help groups who are trying themselves to help disadvantaged or people facing challenges within our community. And so if you have a scheme that you think the council could help with, if it's in terms of, can we do something within our leisure centres to help you, can we make available a public open space for one of your events, then please contact the council and we shall try and do everything we can to accommodate what you need.
The council needs to be more aware of the work of groups like PAG, and we can do this in a number of ways. Some councillors are appointed as members of outside groups to facilitate understanding and support. Perhaps this is an opportunity to work together. In addition, we can work through Hart Voluntary Action and the local strategic partnership.
I mean, again, this is another issue that's very dear to my heart. As a health visitor, I deal with children who have special needs of all varieties, whether it could be autism or whether it could be physical disability. And again, I think it's very sad that parents often have a real struggle to fight for resources for their children, and I would be advocating on their behalf. Again, we should be inclusive and everybody needs to feel that they have a place in society and in mainstream. And as a governor of Yateley School, I'm the governor attached to the Special Needs Department, and this is a role that I took on because two of my children were very severely dyslexic. So I feel I would be a good champion and a good advocator for children and parents and all in our society who have a special need of some sort or another.
Well, it's not easy for most families, but those with children with mental and physical disabilities are especially disadvantaged. Some groups attract funding from the council, whereas others do not, and this is not fair. This inequality needs to be addressed, but again requires money which the council must allocate in a fairer way. The council must become more cost effective and reduce unnecessary expenditure in order to fund this. The bottom line is the terrible waste that we see at all levels of government, and if we can stop this, we would have all the necessary funds to pay for the needs of all our people, young and old, fit or otherwise. It is within your power to change this by voting in a party that has the will to radically change the way our country is governed. A party that rejects corruption and greed and puts the people of Britain first.